we are about 2 weeks into the league now, and it's about my time to farm my character to level 100. And this time I'm going to feature as one of the last league strategies that I use myself to farm my character to level 100. It's try and choose, it's very strong, it's low investment, and it's quite easy to do. Well, I call this an EXP farm. You can get a lot of good loot from this. There's a lot of profit to be made, so you are not just spending money to level ups. It is incredibly low investment, so any divine orb you made during the strats is pure profit. And you can also couple this to level up Enlightened Gems and do some Enlightened Gamba shenanigans, which I'll do on our shows in the end of this video. So let's talk about the strategies and what is it. So I call the strategies the triple B because of Bridge, Beyond, and Betrayals. Betrayal was reworked this league, and this time it's going to give you pretty good loot from the potential Syndicate Medallion drop, which is worth like at least 2 divine. Beside that, the safe house also give a lot of EXPs, and Bridge and Beyond is as good as ever. It's still one of the best way to solo farm EXP to level 100. Plus, we are killing a lot of monster, and a lot of monster mean good loots, because even though with the nerf to the monster from Bridge and Beyond, we're still getting a lot of divine. The only problem with the strats is that it's incredibly dense, and sometimes this can happen. If your GPU can survive, this is going to be one of the best low investment strats for you to go from level whatever to level 100. Let's get right into the setups for the strategies, and you can kind of see here I am running 8 modern maps. 8 modern map is very important because you are getting a lot of monster pack size, and monster pack size will scales with the explicit modifiers on our atlas trees, and this is going to give us a lot of monster in our maps. More monster mean higher densities, and higher densities mean more EXPs in general. So last week I was running Underground Sea, and that is still a very good map because it has one of the highest densities. But otherwise, you can pick open layout maps, which is going to be easier for you to do Breach, and Jungle Valley is one of those maps. Dunes is also another pretty good contender, and we are running 4 Breach Scarabs, so the more Scarabs you get, the more Breach you are going to get in the maps, and the more Breach mean more monster. As it happened, the Breach map craft is only for Chaos this league instead of 6 Chaos, so it's actually even lower investment this league. And again, more Breach is always important, so we are getting as much Breach as we can. Get Overlap Breach, and Overlap Breach will spawn a lot of additional Beyond portals, and therefore even more monster that we can kill on our maps. This Scarab is actually insanely cheap for what it does, and I was really surprised to see the price of it drop this low, but I guess EXP farm is not the strats that a lot of people are doing right now. But overall, you can kind of see the setup is very simple, and the strats is easy to run. Breach monster are usually not very dangerous. I'm playing a fairly squishy builds, and I rarely die, and usually it's only due to my own mistake. And I have some tips for you if you are running the strats. Always have an omen of ameliorations in your inventories if you are serious about pushing to level 100. Whenever you die in the maps, it will procs and it cannot procs again, so just go ahead and go on to the next map. We are low investment for a reason. In an EXP farm like this, always look to level gems in your offhand. I choose to level Enlightened Support over here, but you can always choose a cheaper gems if you don't have the capitals, like Grace, Haste, or check PoE Ninja for whatever is the gems that is hot right now for you to levels, and you can make some extra profit from there. If you choose to do Enlightened Support, it's about 1 divine profits every 24 to 25 maps. Plus you get a chance to gamba at the level 4 Enlightened, which I'll do at the end. And each of those goes for 20 divine. Here's my whole atlas trees. If you just want to copy it down, it's all here. And I will also provide a link to the PoE planner for you to see in depth. But the idea here is we are taking all the betrayals node over here. We have a pretty convenient pathing to take all the zones spawn chance to be at over capped over 100%. We are taking tests of loyalty, so you have higher rank member to execute for more intelligence and run more safe house. Beside that, we are taking all the breach nodes. So the breach nodes that we are taking, we don't really care about what breach will spawn because we don't care about the currencies, but we want as much density as possible. So any nodes that give more monster will take it. For example, invasions. This node is very important. It had additional breach, which means more juice, and you want to take flash breach so that breach in your maps open and close faster. It is a low investment strat, so even if you don't kill all the monster, you still want to do your map faster, so you put in more maps per hour, which will result in more EXP per hours. We're taking all these shrine nodes to give us some extra power in our maps to clear the map faster. Explicit modifiers is also important because we are juicing our maps up to get as much pack size as possible. For the minion altars, feel free to pick either walls altars, or if you want, you can pick Searing Exact. I think there's not really any difference. We don't really care about quantity in the strats, and I usually just pick the minion options so that we have more monsters to kill for more EXP. The only difference I'd say is either walls have chance at the Divine Altar, but that's about it. For the bridge itself, I think that's about all the nodes. This one is here to increase the densities. That's an obvious choice, so just follow the pathing that I do. I am pathing a little bit up here, so I find maps with memory influence. It's a T16.5 map, and it's quite strong this league. Usually, I am running to farm these on 8-modded corrupted T16.5, but you can potentially run and roll some of these maps, so it's a good option as well. And the rest is going to be Beyonds, and Beyonds, the key thing here is you want to run Endless Tie, so you cannot spawn unique Beyond boss on your maps. Whenever you spawn the boss and you kill it, it's going to stop spawning other portals, which mean that no more Beyond, which means much less monster in your maps. And so yeah, you definitely want to run Endless Tie. The pathing over here, you could path down here, but I think you save a point if you path from the gates over here to get all these nodes for merging radius and beyond spawn chance to attack beyond demon to 100%. There's the quantities of tainted currencies. We actually drop a lot of them, and they also make up the bulk of our profits if you are running a lot of these maps. But overall, I think that's about it. I think there's another 8% chance over here. Going over 100%, I think there was some benefits, but I choose to just stay at level at 100%. So yeah. Oh, and the last thing is I choose to take this node to block Mirror of Deliriums on our maps, because even though Mirror adds a lot more densities, I feel like it was too much for me to run maps with mirrors and all the density from the breach, and it can be quite rippy as well, so I choose to block all the Mirror of Deliriums. If your computers can handle it, you have 2 extra points, and you can take some extra point off to possibly get lethal extractions, which is going to let you run a lot more safe house, and it's pretty nice. But for now, I would probably drop, if your build is strong enough, I would probably drop these nodes and drop the Delirium nodes, so you have 4 point puts in here so you can run more safe house. But that is about it, I think. Yeah. With that being said, here's the highlights of my 20 Jungle Valley sets to run, and I will see you guys in the end for the loot breakdowns and the 9 Enlightened Gems gamba. So after this series of 20 maps, I did have to run a few more maps to get my Enlightened Gems to level 3. My bow do have 8% quality on it, so I have to swap around 3 more Enlightened Gems and level it up in a few more maps, and it gets a little bit awkward. But anyway, here's the results of the gamba for my Knight Enlightened Gems. I talked a bit about this in the last league, but if you are doing the double corrupted from the temples, you have more chance of leveling up the gems because we skip the do nothing options. So the odds is actually in our favor. It is one of the few gamba that I think is actually profitable, and for each hit you essentially 8 times your investment because it goes from like 2.5 divide to 20 divide. But if you don't hit, it's an absolute disaster because the gems go down by 1.5 divines and you can easily lose your money. For the profits calculations, I'll just take you guys into the spreadsheets. And yeah, I'll share this after, but it has everything related to the farm strats that I'm doing. And here I break down the investment. So the cost of the strategies is actually quite cheap. We are running T60M on the map Jungle Valley, nothing too specific. As long as you can run a lot of maps, it can lower the cost of the maps because you don't have to pick a rejects. For the bridge scarab, it's around 1.5 chaos each, and I bought 80 of them, so that's about 120. And then we buy Beyond Scarabs of the Invasions, Kirak Mavcraft, Breach. And overall the cost is around 310 chaos, which is insanely low investment. And then for the profits, here's the captures of all the profits. And I do have to kind of break down the loot myself because some of the calculation at the time of recordings for some of this item is not correct. And I tracked down all the starting goal, ending goal, and it turned out to be around 27,000 gold per maps. And here's the average EXP per hours at level 95. It's around 250 million. The profit calculation, so all the loots breakdown come out to be 27.4 divine. And we are investing a melee of 1.6 divine, so the profit is actually insane. Obviously, this is not counting the Enlightened 4 gems that I hit, so that was like another 20 divine there. So profit per map is around 1.29 divine, which is not bad at all. Consider these maps are like about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how dense it is and if whether you're running the safe house or not. Obviously, we have some lucky drop here and there. It's like Enlightened support is just insanely lucky. We are running the safe house, so we got 2 syndicate medallions. I think I run about 6 or 7 safe house in total of the 20s maps. We are getting 6 divine orbs, some vital puzzle box here and there. The bulk of our currencies comes from like miscellaneous currencies, which you can kind of see over here. We have a bunch of tainted currencies and all the stack decks and everything. I really don't want to list them all here. And we get a few scarab as well for roughly 200 chaos total. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell all these currencies, so the number is a little bit inflated. I'll say it should clock you in at around 1 divine per maps, or even less if you don't have luckier drops. But then again, it's EXP farm strats. And here's is just what I got over my 20 maps. And as it happens, I got lucky with my drops. But as you kill a lot of monsters in this map, anything can happen, so we can't really say for sure. There you have it. I have some tips over here as well. So Enlightened Support is obviously a really good choice. You can use, and you should use Omen Up Ameliorations and Little Map if you die, because you can only use one Omen per maps. But yeah, that's going to be it. Like I said, you can run the strats on any particular map that you like. Map with good div cards, map with good layouts. It is a very flexible and low investment straps that you can use to reach level 100s or whatever high level you desire. If you are interested in the filters or the sound pack of my filter, feel free to check out my Discord. Feel free to ask me any question in comments. If you have any suggestions, let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.